What the hell is going on? Welcome to Ranger Reviews, a web series we look at episodes of the TV show Power Rangers and then discuss them. Today we're exploring the 20th episode of the show Power Rangers Zeo, as well as the 175th episode overall, titled Lost and Found. We start this episode off with Tommy still understandably reeling from the fact that he now has a brother. David was adopted by Sam Trueheart, and he's lived on a reservation his entire life. Tommy says that he was adopted too, which is like some random knowledge that we just never knew about. But he didn't know he had a brother. Turns out the arrowheads hold a special ancient power, and that's why he had to do the entire quest and whatnot. Then Tommy promises to never lose contact with his brother ever again. Sprock and Cog see this, getting an idea. At the youth center, Rocky and Adam are sparring when Tommy and David walk in. Bulk and Skull start to freak out because Tommy and his brother look kinda similar. Tommy walks over to Tanya and Kat, showing them the full arrowhead. Rocky and Adam walk over too, and they meet David. Bulk and Skull think that it's super suspicious that Tommy's brother just showed up out of nowhere, almost like it was just super convenient to the plot, and they plan to run a background check on David to verify that he's really an Oliver. David says that he's super into martial arts as well, and Tommy says that he should show off because it's in the family, so they run off to go get a gi. In space, Sprocket tells his parents about the magical arrowhead, and Mondo says that they'll kidnap David and hold him hostage in exchange for the arrowhead. At the youth center, David and Tommy are about to spar, and David said he's been practicing just for this moment. What? At school, Bulk and Skull walk into the study hall area, and Skull doesn't know how to use a computer because it's 1996. Bulk kicks him off for taking over. Skull then asks Bulk if he remembered to feed Rito and Goldar, who I honestly keep forgetting even exist. Skull didn't lock the garage door, so they're afraid that they got out, so the two leave right away. Meanwhile, Tommy and David are sparring hard, and Tommy does a leg sweep taking David down, and David is clearly very upset about this. He says that Tommy's obviously better, and he runs off. Tanya explains to Tommy that he just embarrassed his brother because, duh, Tommy, but also did David expect him to, not be even with him? David walks outside and he gets attacked by Cogs, getting kidnapped just as Tommy comes out. Tommy then says that they just stole David, which kind of feels like the wrong way to phrase that. They teleport out for the power chamber. There, Billy tells him that he can't get any readings on his brother on Earth. There's a lot of questions here. What are they searching for exactly? In a cave that we've seriously never seen before, the Cogs drop off David, leaving him there alone. He looks at the walls, finding cave paintings that he decides that he should read right now. Clank tells Mondo that David's being held in a cave deep below the reservation and the Rangers won't be able to find him at all. Mondo says it's time to get the arrowhead, and Machina suggests that they send down a monster to poke the bear a bit. Mondo suggests Maceface. In the power chamber, the alarms start going off and they see that Maceface is already giant and wreaking havoc in the city. The Megazord is almost ready, but they'll just have to use it while Tommy takes out the Red Battlezord. It's morphin' time! The Red Battlezord gets shot out and Maceface is a ball of spikes rolling around. Then the Zeo Megazord just walks into frame and Adam is driving. He puts his battle helmet on and the two giant robots start to fight in the most boring Megazord battle I think I've ever seen. Mondo and crew are on the ground watching this, celebrating. Then Tommy tries to get away and Maceface unfurls, hitting him in mid-air to stop him from getting away. Then Tommy says that they need to pull back because he's too strong, and Maceface demands that the arrowhead is given to him. Then, the Rangers are just in the power chamber? Billy is investigating the arrowhead, and Billy says that basically there's nothing really special about this thing. Then Tommy takes it back confused, and it suddenly starts to glow. Tommy holds it, and now there's a freaking vision of Tommy in the cave with David, who David talks to. Did the writers give up at this point of Zeo? They were just like, we tried. Forget it. Tommy loses his connection and he tries again, but then Sam appears before Tommy, and only Tommy, telling him that David is in grave danger. No shit. He gives some random clues about where David is at before he leaves. Tommy comes to, saying that they need to save David. Duh. Billy then says that he's been working on something to combine the Red Battlezord and the Zeo Megazord, turning into the Mega Battlezord. But he warns that if Tommy doesn't have his head on straight, this isn't going to work. I feel like they should really stop relying on that. They decide that they have to try anyways. Back to action. They try and nope, it's not working because Tommy can't stop worrying about his brother. Why are they still building things like this? They really need to take that feature out. They decide that they have to retreat and they do, and Mondo laughs at their failure. I'm laughing at the failure of this freaking episode. Back at the damn power chamber, everyone sees that Maceface is about to start attacking the city again. Tommy is going to use the arrowhead to find David, and he tells Alpha to teleport him to the reservation, leaving. The others back to action. Tommy arrives in the desert, holding the arrowhead up in the air until it displays really bad video toaster effects, leading Tommy to David. The Zeo Megazord is back in action, fighting off Maceface, and also here comes Quadrifighters. They open fire on the Megazord, and Adam warns that they need to brace for impact. Meanwhile, Billy is working to bypass the system that he made for the Mega Battlezord, and he's struggling to get it to work, but luckily Alpha has broken through Mondo's energy field, discovering David. He comes up on the viewing globe. They look in the cave drawings with David start moving around. Bulk and Skull are also just driving around in their bike looking for Rito and Goldar, freaking out that they've run away. They're putting up flyers for their lost pets, and Stone finds them, asking what they're doing out during a monster attack. Then Rito and Goldar run up, so happy to be reunited with Bulk and Skull, and Stone pulls them away, and then they leave the monsters behind. Meanwhile, Tommy is walking around still kind of struggling to find David when suddenly the image leaves. He talks to Billy, and Billy says that he's a couple thousand feet below him. What? And Tommy tries to teleport down to save David, and for some reason it doesn't work. I couldn't tell you why, it just doesn't. Then Mondo appears behind Tommy, demanding the arrowhead in exchange for David. Tommy demands proof, but Mondo won't deliver any. Tommy then apologizes out loud to David for doing this, and he walks over, handing the arrowhead to Mondo. Mondo laughs in his face after this. To be continued. Over the credits, we get a cut Bulk and Skull scene where they're still hanging their own flyers up, and we see that Rito and Goldar are also hanging up their own flyers for them, and yeah, long story short, they're reunited. This episode's another weird one. I mean, Zeo as a whole is just making it so hard to judge it episode by episode, because it's so damn strange. I think the inclusion of David's pretty interesting for the team dynamics, but overall, I don't know why he got so butthurt when freaking Tommy beat him at sparring. I mean, I don't know what he expected, except that evidently he's been training his whole life to fight his brother. Could you imagine such a meager existence? I will give credit where credit is due though. Jason David Frank has gotten a lot better as an actor in Zeo. He started out as just like this allegedly pretty face who knew martial arts very well, who definitely read a script before they shot, but you can tell that he's actually taking this role very seriously at this point, giving a lot of effort and consideration into his performance. Whether it lands or not isn't really the point. The effort is there, and all that really matters is that this is a low-stakes show to begin with. So what will Mondo do now that he has the arrowhead? And when will Billy stop building things that keep relying on Tommy's feelings to operate properly? Find out next time, but until then, may the power protect you.